Okay. Am I live? Okay. Gonna send out the tweet. Hello. This is the surprise. I'm just doing this because fucking ads. Thank you to let me know. Cornbread. But yes, don't forget the tweet. I didn't get to post this everywhere because I just want to start it. And yeah, I just wanted to be able to do a little bit. Can I hear me? Sorry. Fucking ads. Okay, there we go. I'm a little loud. Anyway, can move this back. We'll talk about. I'll talk about. I don't know how long this will be because everyone's gone now. But let me just switch over. I'm in. Hey, what's up? Movie Crap Live. So we'll just talk about a few things. I do have a energy drink, a small one. So I don't even have a script. So this is going to be extra loosey goosey. But I also wanted to say, hey, and do, I have 2 decks of cards. Look at this. Still got Spirit Away and Crafty Bags feature. Had to go to get my dog? Oh, okay. But yeah, I've always wanted to do a surprise stream, and I thought, I shot 2 reviews. One is Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, which I think will be out next week. And let me think. I think Hundreds of Beavers will be the next actual review. And there's sort of a YouTube-y, hey, a guy named Crystal. Oh, by the way, hey, Cornbread. Hey, Ramsey Harris. Hey, Cake Master. Hey, Austin. Hey, Jordan Solafalo. I think I said everybody. Javier Portello. Sorry. I'm starting so suddenly. This is weird. But yeah, I'm doing this new video, which might be a new thing. It's sort of, I don't know, maybe a little more YouTube-y. I hope people like it when it comes out. But yeah, I think I knew you had a dog. I hope your dog's being a good boy. Anyway, other than that, not much has been going on. Just seeing stuff. X-Men 97, I find the whole, you don't need to, did people write Patreon questions for it? I actually didn't know they did. No, nobody did. So you can just, I think this is just, chill. You can send a super chat. You can ask a question. We'll just hang out. Hello, Nathaniel Foga. We'll just hang out. This is sort of, I've kind of wanted to do surprise streams, so this is the surprise stream, I guess. I will go back and do timestamps for this later tonight when I have the chance. So we'll see. Anyway, let's just get into it quick so we can talk about some things. I doubt this will go past 10:30. I think it might end sooner than that. So we'll just do it as long as we can. I will reveal the energy drink if there's a super chat. If not, I guess I won't. And that's, I guess, the deal. I hope that's cool with everybody. If everyone hates this, then tell me that also. But I will definitely talk about Roger Corman. And then we'll sort of go. Are you ever going to review Pride of the X-Men? Crikey. I did review Pride of the X-Men. Way back in the day. Austin. Way back in around when the first class came out. But cheers to you regardless. It's a classic Red Bull. Don't make it sugar free. Yeah, I did review Pride of the X-Men. I'll post it in general later tonight. But if you look at my X-Men review playlist, it should be in there. I will check. But cheers to you. It's okay if you couldn't find it. I will post in general because you sent a super chat. That's very nice of you. Cheers to you. Again, for some reason, I don't. Because Austin's cool. Man, those X-Men though. I'm finding it interesting. Do as a throwback. The throwbacks this week I did. Oh, Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I will say I find it really funny. The Amazing Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 3, people very realistic about, but you saw the hype of the first 2, and Amazing Spider-Man, I saw a few people being people are too tough on that movie, and Amazing Spider-Man was Twitter's quiet on this one, and I saw people were it's very uneven, and mostly people are like, people only like this because of certain scenes. Because the Gwen Stacy scene is shocking, but it's not great. I'm probably, so I have like, I don't know. I am doing a lot of like 10th anniversary of 2014 in the throwback, so I think it'll probably be Godzilla next. I know Raid 2 is going to be a throwback too soon too, but I think it'll be Godzilla because it was its 10th year. So I don't know. I'm being a little too heavy on the 2014 movies, but 2014 May had some stuff, I think. Anyway. All right, let's just do the thing and then I can talk about Roger Corman. How about that, guys? All right, so this and everything I do is supported by you, the fans, either through super chats like Austin just did, which keeps me awake with Red Bull and stuff, or through my Patreon. I have all sorts of cool stuff like DVD giveaways. You get the movie review vote stuff. There's going to be a commentary video this Sunday. It's already scheduled. I've recorded more commentary videos. I do both my older stuff and Knock Force. I'm doing every Knock Force, and there's like 2 of those. There's some more of those coming out soon. So that's exclusive content. I think I said postcards. You get a little more involvement, and helps me continue to support me making the show and making stickers and flyers and stuff like that. I have a flyer story, but I don't have a flyer with me. I'll tell you all one day. It's a little crazy. But it does help me support the show, get into film festivals, all that. So if you want to help this channel grow and be promoted and stuff, it's a great way to do that. Also pay bills and things like that. As long as you're financially able to do so. If not, then just subscribe, like this video. And as long as you're watching, thank you very much for doing so. But subscribing, you find out about, like when I said, there might not be a stream, but I'll do a surprise stream. I try to let people know. So it's a good way to keep you in the loop if you want to be in the loop. But if you're just watching and if you give this a like or whatever video, I very much appreciate it. As well as the Discord, which has all sorts of cool stuff. Sorry if I'm doing this quick. We don't have a lot of time. So this is the Discord. If you love this community in the chat and you hear me talking about Austin and all these people, Austin runs the Discord. Austin's empires do a great job. But you go on the Discord and hang out. You can hang out 24 hours a day. They have a daily question. They have an Ask Jim section, which I've been better at doing. You can suggest things for me to review and stuff like that, or talking about a movie crap live. It's a great community. They do movie watches, things like that. There's the licensed playing card channel, all sorts of cool stuff. I very much recommend it. And yes, as well as follow me on TikTok. Well, that's still there. Instagram, personal and regular. Twitter, which I'm mainly on a lot. Tumblr, Facebook, it's all in the description down below, and follow Ace the Wind Writer. I don't think I'll put up his thing tonight, but yes. Anyway, so again, most of the time I actually have a script written out and I went over stuff because I'm just using the little bit of time I have to possibly do a stream. That's why this is so, hey Zodberg, so loosey-goosey. So I'm sort of just experimenting with doing a stream. I hope you guys like this. But the main thing I want to talk about is Roger Corman died, and at 98 this past week. And Roger Corman is one of the great producers of all time. Without Roger Corman, I actually wanted to bring up his Wikipedia because Roger Corman is kind of an interesting guy in that when I first heard about him, he was considered, I think it was described to me as second to Ed Wood in terms of shitty film people, basically, because he made so much schlock and crap. And maybe he is second to Ed Wood. Maybe that is true. But he is also, I don't know, I don't believe that as much as I did. I mean, he did a lot of Mystery Science Theater movies. That was how he's always described to me. But later, and this shows to you how much film narrative has changed and how much more information we learned of all the people that he brought into the film world. And I'm just going to read them off now. I mean, he also, well, okay, the people he brought into this, into Hollywood are Francis Ford Coppola, gave him his first job. Ron Howard gave his first directing job. Obviously, he was known before that. Martin Scorsese, Jonathan Demme, who directed Silence of the Lambs, the Talking Heads movie, Stop Making Sense, a lot of stuff. Peter Bogdanovich, Joe Dante, John Sayles, James Cameron, who did sets and stuff for him and directed Piranha 2: The Spawning Crime. In turn, actors like William Shatner, Diane Ladd, Bruce Dern, Dennis Hopper, Jack Nicholson, and Peter Fonda. And then we're not done, by the way. And then he actually was the U.S. distributor. New World was a distributor and actually got these in drive-ins and more theaters than most people did. This is known of Ingmar Bergman, Federico Fellini, Francois Truffaut, and Akira Kurosawa. He directed all sorts of stuff, films, notable. This is like, I don't know. You can't stop with this guy. But he had films like the original Little Shop of Horrors. We wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have Little Shop of Horrors, his original one, which was a comedy making fun of B movies. He had no money and he needed something special about it, so he made Bucket of Blood, which I prefer to Little Shop of Horrors. It's a lot better. But he made Little Shop of Horrors. He made this trilogy. It was like Bucket of Blood, Little Shop, and there's like this sea monster one that stinks, isn't great, and I think I read on the Wikipedia it said like it has a small cult, and like, so like 4 people. Okay. But anyway, he made a lot of stuff. The Man with X-Ray Eyes, The Intruder, like so many things. He had cameos in The Godfather Part 2, The Silence of the Lambs, Philadelphia, Apollo 13, the recent Manchurian Candidate. Well, we didn't have to say that one. That's not good. He is, honestly, without him, you wouldn't have this era of Hollywood. But also, an incredibly interesting guy. I don't think all of his stuff is schlock. I think he made a lot of great. I think he made a lot of great B movies, frankly. I was shocked when I learned how fun the original Little Shop is. In fact, after reviewing the musical, and I found out so many people don't know that, like, no, it's mostly it's just that it's a musical. Like, the B making fun of part was already there. They're always shocked, and I'm like, oh, I'm surprised by that. But anyway, that's been also Bucket of Blood is really cool. It's about a guy who's a sculptor and he can't get anywhere, and he accidentally like kills a dog, and so he wraps it in paper mache and presents it as a sculpture, and it starts becoming a hit, so he has to keep killing people. Really good movie. But Roger Corman, the reason Roger Corman is smart, and I think this is like, if you're ever a producer of something, the best producer is the one that goes, can you get me my money back, and doesn't care about giving a million notes. And he just let these people play. Like, he had some of the biggest independent films for a while in the 60s and 70s. I think that's why he has such an enduring legacy. But also, like, I knew him first from Mystery Science Theater. Then I knew him because of Coppola. Then I knew him because of Scorsese. We wouldn't have got Boxcar Bertha, one of Scorsese's first films. It's frankly remarkable, everything he's done. And so much so, and he's done so much, and he's so old that I tweeted this, but his obituary in the Associated Press was written by someone who actually died in 2014. Which my wife was recently like, how didn't they need to update stuff? And I'm like, other than his honorary Oscar, most of it has sort of been written in stone so long ago. It's just funny that like how old was he? Well, his obituary, because they, at any press department, they pre-write obituaries for certain older people just so they have it ready to go. And that was hilarious. I thought that was pretty funny. I think Roger Corman, to have the legacy he has, and I've often wanted to review, he did some dinosaur movies around the time that Jurassic Park came out, and I've often kind of wanted to review those. So yeah, I would like to review more Corman, to be honest with you, and I think I will. I think it would be hard not to. He has such a legacy. It's hard to not. I love it when he shows up and stuff. No one mentioned Back in Action. He's in Back in Action. I believe he's the director when the Batmobile crashes into the water tower and stuff. Just a real legend of cinema right there. I was sad to hear him go, frankly, even though I don't think... is it Carnosaur? I would like to review... Because I've done all the Jurassic Parks. I did that all when Jurassic World came out, and I'd love to do... Maybe when I don't know. My days of like having, when Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and Fury Road came out, I had didn't have kids, so it was easy to work on each one and prepare it and get it ready. And now it's a lot harder. I kind of miss the days. I would like to do the Thursday night thing and get a thing out on Friday like that, kind of thing. But it's more just a scramble to get anything done, it feels like. But You do as you do. But I would like to do Carnosaur. Although I am doing the Planet of the Apes with Planet of the Apes. So some things don't die. So maybe I should do a Carnosaur for every new Jurassic Park movie. That would be fun. But like, I haven't seen a trailer. I do not remember it coming out. People are like, it was in major theaters at the time. I'm like, I guess it was. Good for them, but I don't remember it. All right, so this next story I think is the most important story of the week. Outside of this, wait, hold up. Austin gave me the transition. New World owned Marvel, or Marvel owned them or something, and they made Pride of the X-Men. How did I not? Anyway, moving on. This is the most important. What I just realized is kind of crazy, but this is the most important story, and I want everyone I want the chat to calm down. This is controversial, what we learned this week, and I'm upset. I think everyone should be. Chris Pratt did an interview this week, and we learned that he does not like lasagna. I mean, I how can I watch a Garfield movie of someone who doesn't like lasagna? I mean, like, what the fuck are we even doing here? What are we doing here? You know, it's like we used to have a country, I think. I don't know. It's just like, how fucking dare he? Like, I could tell he didn't really like pasta and probably like Mondays. Like, it's something I thought maybe. But to get that confirmation, like, fucking cancel this guy. Like, wow. Like, fuck this guy. I mean, I didn't like Chris Pratt before. But, to be honest, though, if you learn somebody, in all seriousness, if someone said, you know what I like? Mondays. Would you, in your head, you immediately would think, go fuck yourself, right? I mean, there's no way you would. If someone says, you know what I like? Mondays. And you'd be like, what the fuck is this shit? Are you kidding me right now? Like, wait, that's a good point, because Not Plausible says first Italians, now lasagna. Does Chris Pratt hate Italian people? And that's his end game. Like, he is just going to take everything away. He's taking lasagna away from Garfield. He took Mario away. He doesn't like spicy meatballs. It's like, what would he even... I don't know. Nick Offerman should have voiced Garfield. The thing about Garfield... here's the thing I don't get about both Garfield and Mario. Those movies, you could cast anyone and it would still make the same. It, like, really doesn't matter. You don't need celebrities selling it. And that's the part I don't get. Like, is anyone like, oh my god, Chris Pratt? Like, I don't really understand the celebrity voice thing, because I don't know. That whole thing started with Shrek, but with Shrek, it was, no one knew what a Shrek was, and it was a Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, Eddie Murphy movie, and that at the time would make $100 million. So, like, that makes sense to me. But Garfield is Garfield. In present, we know what Garfield is. So it's like, I don't really get that. You know, it's like, what are you even doing? I don't know. In other news, and this is also silly, but I saw, on the street, I saw the Planet of the Bass guy, and I was like, holy crap, that's the Planet of the Bass guy. It didn't stop him, because I didn't want to be weird, but now I'm talking about it on a stream, so I guess I crossed that road anyway. So, yeah, why didn't they get Andrew Garfield? I love, that was on BoJack Horseman. You know what? That would have been funny. Like, people like, Garfield's played by Andrew Garfield, and he could just be, I bet he could do, H. John Benjamin would have been perfect. Fucking Chris Pratt, like, just the worst. The only thing I like him in is Guardians, and not being in movies. Those are the two things I like Chris Pratt in, I think. Okay. Sorry. Megalopolis. We had a few we had an article come out, we had the Cannes thing, we had the trailer, we had a lot of stuff with Coppola's big movie. Garfield played by Tom Holland. Oh, come on. That is insulting to Andrew Garfield. I think, you know what? It should have been... I wouldn't have even mind Paul Walter Hauser, I think, would have been the best Garfield, if we're being real. But, so the trailer looked really cool. The first one was just like him, Adam Driver, on a building, and then he says stop, and I was like, I don't really... like, it looked neat, but it just... I was like, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look like you spent 40 years on just this. I don't know. But the trailer looked really amazing. I love the cast. I know people aren't super into Dustin Hoffman right now, but the idea of Dustin Hoffman working with Coppola is... that's cool in my book. I think that's kind of neat, you know? I don't think that happened before. I like these older auteurs where, like, who did I not work with in the 70s? And, like, Scorsese can get Al Pacino, Coppola can get Dustin Hoffman. I don't mind that. Shia LaBeouf's in this, which they have in the trailer, but downplay a little. Chloe Fineman from SNL I saw, which was bizarre to me. But it looks like an interesting film with the fall of the Roman Empire in America kind of idea, which he's had since the 80s. But I'm not forgetting the set stuff. I'm sort of just like pacing out the information. But it looks amazing, and I'm excited. Like I've said about Coppola, try to see his classics. I know people overbearing about them, but they're still great movies. So I'm excited for that. The stuff on set, not great. Not great about that. I think some of it, like, it's weird, but old dudes kissing people on the cheek is, like, inappropriate, but not, like, in my mind, as cancelable. So I'm not, I don't know. I wouldn't do it, and it makes me uncomfortable, personally. But that to me is like maybe a tad more innocent than that article made it out to be. But the asking women to sit in his lap, I was like, I would like to know further, more context, because it just like mentions that, and it's like he might have just been like, I don't know. I don't really want to defend it, because again, it's weird. I don't ask people to fucking do that. Him smoking weed in his trailer by himself, that I'm fine with. But however, I have heard a couple reporters who do talk to people on sets have said that if you talk to just people on sets, a lot of that stuff's exaggerated, and since there isn't like a extra or something, they said have a grain of salt about it. But I also think like people, Coppola obviously represents something to people, but some of the stuff in that article was like, you know, that he wants to do a practical effect, and he spent a whole day on just one practical effect. I mean, I was like, that's kind of goes against the thing that I agree. Like, so much of my life and so much of our lives now is rushing for efficiency, and I kind of like when you can artistically work on something that's really cool and like spend your time on it and take your time with something. So to me, like, I like a change of pace like that often, because I feel like so much of our world now is like, how can you do this cheaply? How can you do this efficiently? And that seemed to be the bulk, a lot of the article there, and that I agree. But I don't think, I don't like that he did that kind of shit, and I don't think it's appropriate to do that. But I have also heard that before, that like people will exaggerate stuff, but I've also sometimes heard those exaggerations become true. So I don't think he Harvey Weinstein or something like that. I'm not trying to, and I'm not defending him. I want to say that, but I don't know. We'll see. But I there are certain aspects of that I was like, I think that's cool he's doing practical effects. But in other parts, I'm like, Coppola, you're 80 years old. Chill the fuck out. I also think it reads like somebody who... I missed 20 minutes because my dog puked in my room. Oh my god. Whoa. I'm sorry about your dog. Austin is not having a good time. I'm sorry, Austin. That sucks. But it reads like somebody who hasn't been in the workplace for 20... Like, when was the last time Coppola directed something? It's been a very long time. And it sort of screams of that. And it seems like someone who, like, this is how I used to be, right? Or this was okay then. And they're back and they're like, aren't being appropriate. And, like, maybe I don't know. I don't ask coworkers to sit in my lap or give people random cheek kisses and stuff. But anyway, I'm still excited for the movie and like I'll see a Coppola film, but I was disappointed in that. I don't think it's like horrible, but I just think he's like an outdated old dude who did some dumbass shit. That's what I think. But I'm excited to see it. Maybe I'll finally see One from the Heart or one of his '80s things I haven't seen. I think I've seen everything but One from the Heart. I think I've seen some of them. It's like Rainmaker. Did I see? Stuff like that. But um, anyway, I'll be right back, and we'll just cover a few other things, and then we'll wrap up sort of soon. Oh, never mind. I think it's okay. All right. So, uh, let me see. So I'm trying to think what else we did. Chris Pratt. We did the Wicked trailer. Oh, did anyone know about this Terminator anime? Like, I'd not heard of this, and now it's suddenly very much a thing, and it's kind of crazy that there's a Terminator anime. Had I talked about that before? I'm not sure. Which I think is like kind of wild that there's a Terminator anime. But I saw a lot of people who don't watch anime being curious about it, so I think that's kind of cool. Oh, did anyone? Okay, I guess we'll talk about this. Like the Smiling Friends episode, I think was here we go. It's nice of Coppola giving Shia a role after Spielberg abandoned him after his comments on. I think it's also that he was coming back, but it was more of his. Well, first off, thank you for the super chat, Nathaniel Foga. Cheers to you. I think it was more of his the other things that he did, but I don't think his Spielberg things help. Yeah, that is actually interesting now that you bring that up because Coppola and Spielberg are like friends, so you'd think that he would not be chill with that, but maybe him and Spielberg made up. Huh. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe there's something to that. That's an interesting thing to bring up. But yeah. I'm trying to think. So Smiling Friends, like, it was interesting because I do think that was like effective, really effective political commentary. Like I was honestly surprised by it. But I was kind of surprised how funny and a bummer it was. It was like probably one of my favorite modern political commentaries. I haven't seen Civil War yet, so maybe that'll be better. But you guys can tell me if it is or not. But I do think that wait, what? It still haunts me that Spielberg compared Shia LaBeouf to James Stewart back in. I didn't know that. Why would he do that? I had heard a thing a long time ago. Hello, Garrett Newell. I had heard a thing that and I forget where I heard it, that he was promoting Shia because Shia could be like a Jewish superstar kind of thing. But I always heard that rumor, and I never got like a real confirmation, so I kind of just took it as a rumor. But I remember that was a fairly known one. So anyway, I don't think, maybe that's not true. Maybe that was now I feel weird even saying that. So I apologize if it is not true. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting way to start off because it definitely bummed me out. But I do notice there's like Spotting Friends is getting pushed more, and people are like, oh, it's just like this dumb thing, or it's for people who don't watch a lot of TV or something like that. But I was like, I think Spotting Friends is a lot more than that, actually. And I don't understand the hesitancy to it, because I think it was really good. But I don't know. I agree, or Ramsey's saying it wasn't his favorite, but I still thought it was like, I don't know. I think it was more just like that it captured this time so well, and then reading we're getting presidential debates earlier, which I was like, I don't really want that in my life. Like, you could just do that in the fall, dude. You don't need to. I know the networks like love doing debates because of the ratings, but we could do less of them, frankly. They're never great political discourse. I think maybe I used to think they are, but I don't believe it is anymore. But yeah, I should probably, let's do like, the worms thing was funny. Maybe let's do like 10 minutes, I guess, and then we'll just wrap it up. And I'll be back next week, and I'll talk about more things. Sorry, this is so like, is there anything, I guess, so I guess I'll talk about this thing, which was the kind of streamer, I guess, bundles that people seem to be very obsessed with. I find it odd, because I would actually like a streamer thing that was like the old cable package, where you get like, if I got 100 streamers and I got like Shudder and a classic movie thing and Max and Paramount Plus and Peacock and everything, that would be amazing. That sounds great. But I've noticed is you get like 3 and people are like, it's just like cable. And I don't agree, because cable would always be a couple $100 and like all this stuff. And then when we get the bundles, it just doesn't seem to be to that degree, and frankly seems to be cheaper. So that's why I've always been sort of against that narrative, because it's just not accurate. And the whole idea, I knew there were smaller streamers pre-pandemic who were actually hoping that there would be these streaming bundles like cable bundles, and a lot of them had to collapse or cut costs and stuff, because they were like, oh my god, they're not going to do a big bundle like cable. So when people say that, I'm like, I don't think we're there yet. I think it'll happen. Like, I hope it actually happens, because it would be great for a Shudder or an anime one or something like that, and then it will also help them get more people into it, to be frank. But at this point, I don't think that's happened, correct? I mean, I think I don't know, but yes, I also, like, these people aren't getting residuals and aren't getting paid correctly. I mean, streaming's just a fucking mess of a mess of a mess. So that's unfortunate. Oh, hey, sorry. Oh, okay. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I was just, hold on. I think, where are we? Apologies. Hold on. Where's Okay. Okay. We're back. Sorry about that. Okay, from now let's get to 45 minutes on the stream and then we're gonna end it. How about that, everybody? Is everyone cool? Is everyone here? No, sorry. Behind me, my wife needed her towel so she can get a shower and stuff. So, and I thought I said I was streaming, but I think she forgot, so it's okay. Anyway, so if anyone wants a question or a super chat, you have 10 minutes. What were we talking about? Oh, the stream. Whatever. But yeah, no, I would love for there to be a streaming bundle because that, in all honesty, it will help out movies and TV and stuff in terms of getting watched. Now, the residual thing is something that they need to figure out. But like, if someone was like, right now, if I was like, you could have for $45, you could have Shudder and all the majors and like a cult movie one, and you could throw Mystery Science, because I know that was part of their plan too, the Mystery Science Theater streamer. You could have stuff like that. You could have the Watcher streaming. Sorry. Sorry. You could have a lot of them. You could have a lot of them, and it could work. Sorry, I made fun of the Watcher streaming thing. That's just such a, it's funny. Good idea. In a sense, if you had done it, is just like if you're a fan, you have like a little thing on your Roku, and you could just watch the Watcher thing, or any. Let's say you're into a YouTuber a lot, and you're like, oh, I just have their thing, and it's free, and you get ads just for your videos that goes just to you. That would be fine, but having to pay for it, because I think Philip DeFranco has a .tv, which he under promoted. I read because he was afraid of what happened to the Watcher people. Although his was not paid, I will say that. So he wasn't being as presumptive. I thought, but it was interesting. That was going to be a business model, kind of like just not the paid thing. Just you go to a site and you could go, oh, I like, I don't know, I like Izzy, or I like Jim, or I like, Saber. I'll go to Saber's app. It's on my Roku. I'll just check it once a week. You know what I mean? And there were companies trying to do that. And I think the Watcher thing, the end of that kind of killed that whole idea, which is funny. I think it might come back, but I've noticed it like was getting promoted a bit by various people, and I noticed they're like, I have this thing. I mean, I'm not charging you actually, but I don't want to, because it is hard as you're a creator, like getting the algorithm to push things. So, all right. I mean, I don't. Oh, how bad is my? Okay. I think I have to end in 10 minutes anyway because I forgot to plug in my charger. I should call this Surprise Messy Stream. I think maybe I'll call it that possibly. In the end, I don't know what the 3 images are going to be. I hope this would be a good idea, but all right. I'm sort of just scrolling through things I posted. The Edgar Wright thing. I'll talk about Edgar Wright doing Barbarella. Edgar Wright attaches, much like Tarantino talks a lot of talk, but I think Edgar Wright is worse because he attaches himself to a lot of projects. He was going to do Kojak the Night Stalker for a little bit with Johnny Depp, back when Johnny Depp was a real star. He's attached. I'm curious how many. I could probably do a video of movies Edgar Wright said he was going to, or like movies he almost directed. Edgar Wright's would probably be several parts. If there's a new Edgar Wright movie, I'll totally make that. But he does it a lot. And it's interesting he does the Glenn Powell Running Man and then Sydney Sweeney in Barbarella. A lot of people talk about how he's sexless stuff. I don't think Barbarella's not sexually complex. I mean, there's certain sequences. I don't think Barbarella, like, I don't think we're as a movie-going audience ready for Barbarella. I don't think that would work as well. I almost think what would work is if you got the only thing that would be interesting is like, oh, it's Barbarella, but it's like a female director who's very stylized. I think that could bring people over, but I don't think like it's as sexy as it once was because even though it's Sydney Sweeney, and I think both her and Gwen Powell very good at promoting things, but I just don't see it to the same degree. The Running Man I thought was great, and I know I've heard from various reporters and stuff is going to go. And I think a lot of people, like that one sounds like it's going to happen. This Barbarella thing, I mean, it's been in development so many times with like Rose McGowan and Robert Rodriguez and things like that. But I think that was so much of its time, you'd have to have a new perspective. Like if the Wachowskis were doing Barbarella, that sounds interesting to me. But if, Edgar Wright, it's like, well, what? I think he could cut around and stuff. I don't know. I haven't heard a Barbarella remake idea. I'm like, aha. I'm like, I don't know. And like, that is where Duran Duran got their name. So is Duran Duran going to be involved? That would be cool, I think. But we'll see. I don't know. Okay, I'll talk about. That's true. It is on Netflix. All right, this will be the last story, and then maybe I'll do a few questions, if that's okay with everybody. Sorry, this is so quick. What's it going to be? Oh, the Family Guy thing is interesting. So Family Guy, if you hadn't heard, is not coming back till mid-season. They moved it away from Sundays to push this new show, Universal Basic Guys. The thing with Fox, as it exists now, is Fox is in a bit of a pickle with Sundays because Fox does not own The Simpsons and Family Guy anymore. Those were sold to Disney when they sold the studio. They mainly were going to do reality and sports, but then they're like, hey, we still get rating. Like there are still people who are like, my Sunday night is having a beer and watching Animation Domination. Good for you. Oh, hey, William Ellman. But they can't just get rid of The Simpsons and Family Guy because that would tank everything. So even though they don't own them and make money off of the syndication, I am curious why they don't just go like, fuck these shows. But I think because they need those shows, they can't fuck those shows. So they have to keep those shows. And because they have to keep them, they have this awkward situation with it. Because they have to keep things like, the Dan Harmon show I've heard literally no one talk about. Like, I don't know anyone who's watched that show. It is amazing. They gave it so much prominence in this other show. But they have to keep The Simpsons and Family Guy around. Family Guy, you're not getting nothing because they're doing 2 specials on Hulu. I kind of think they sort of knew this was coming, dealing with Fox and stuff, but because they made that deal. But it is weird they're pulling it for so long. But I think like what they're kind of showing they need to keep both of them. Which kind of shows me the weakness in their block is that they've made these new shows and nobody cares. Like, it's just like, and it is a tall order to say, could you make another Bob's Burgers, Simpsons, or Family Guy? Because they tried many times and they've only made one Bob's Burgers, Simpsons, and Family Guy. They haven't made anything else to that degree. And that's a hard thing to do because they're pretty universally beloved shows. But I think they have put more of an emphasis on that because they're like, well, we also had King of the Hill. We had things like that. But I just don't think... I think they need those shows. And as much as people like they don't care about Family Guy, I think it shows they do because they're even like, oh, well, everyone will be new after that. It's like they made their schedule so they will still have new Family Guys because they rely on them. So it's kind of funny, as much as Fox makes less off of them, they're acknowledging like if they get rid of The Simpsons and Family Guy, that whole shit would fall apart really quickly, which is kind of hilarious. So it's like they don't need them, but they do need them. Or they don't want them. They want their own stuff, and they want their stuff to take off so they can obviously eventually get rid of it. I mean, most networks work that way. They want to make shows that they made, and they make more money off of it. Like Friends, the way that worked was something that I think everybody, NBC was like, we wish we had made Friends, not Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers were like, we watch Friends was on the WB, and you have this awkward situation. So I think they, I don't know, but we'll see what happens with that. But I do think the way they're like, no, we're going to have all of them and no repeats, still shows like an emphasis on we have to keep Family Guy, we have to keep this, we have to keep that. So, all right, let's do a few questions. We're reaching the 45-minute mark. And I'll just say questions and I'll answer. How about let's do 10 and then I'm going to get out of here because I think I have to end this. Questions below. We're going to do a speed round. I hope you guys like this. I hope this wasn't really dumb. I'm a little self-conscious about this. Okay. Dan Muir. Okay. Hold on. Cornbread asks, when is the Jim Gisriel streaming service coming? I've switched all my stocks in Quibi to that streaming service, and my wallet is getting worried. I don't have one, so I'd call to see who you're getting that from. Since the strikes prevented many movies from releasing this summer, will you see any re-release theaters? Will we see any re-releases theaters are doing? I'm hyped for the Muppet movie, South Park movie, and Lawrence of Arabia. I don't think that's going away, actually. I think that's becoming more of a thing because it's becoming more of a tradition. I'm surprised, like I've said many times, I'm surprised Disney doesn't do more of them because they are... Oh, man, I'm running out of battery. I do have to end this soon. I'm surprised we don't see more of that. I'd expect, because Star Wars is doing it a lot, I expect that to happen through any slow times like Close Encounters is happening. I expect that to become more of the norm, if that's what I believe you were saying. Have you ever visited the Trauma Building, not in Box 64? Oh, that one's Don Morai, the last one, sorry. Not in Box 64, have you ever visited the Trauma Building? No, I have not. I sort of regret that I didn't try. I should have. Did you hear about the Jeff Bridges Grendel movie? I've heard about it, but not much. Not plausible. What's the cutest thing a cat can do? Just push your head against stuff, I guess. Favorite convention moment, Nathaniel Foga? Meeting all the pizza party. I think that was the first time we all met. So, meeting Saber and Paleo at the BronyCon that time. So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, a lot of theaters are doing more repertory stuff than they used to. They never would do that stuff. Be like, man, it'd be cool to see Akira at the Senator, and now they do it. And now I don't live there. Fucking shit. But I'm liking that that's coming back because it's part of our cinematic tradition to do newer stuff. So, all right. I think that's it. Thank you, Nathaniel Fogan and Austin, for the super chats. Thank you for being here. Sorry, this is a quick thing. I will timestamp this up. I'm sure this is embarrassing. I think we have to end this now. I will see you all next time. Next Wednesday. There'll be a video tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed X-Men 97. Thank you very much for your support. And I will see you all next. Oh, did a double feature of the Fall Guy and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I was wondering when the last time you did a double feature. I couldn't tell you. Anyway, sorry. I did do all the Cornetto trilogy together, and that was pretty cool. I remember that one. I did Fury and Book of Life once. Anyway, all right, that's it. Good night. I'll see you next time. Sorry for the spontaneous stream. And see you later. All right, peace. Bye.